Welcome back to Terry TV. I am always delighted that you tune in and that you are checking out some of the great people and the amazing content that I'm bringing. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my next guest from my own words, and then I'll give her the official introduction. I just want you to know why I bring people on. The first time I met this woman, I can remember, maybe it was like 4 or 5 years ago, she had this amazing smile. Warm smile, twinkling eyes, and I was like, I want to get to know this woman. And then I heard that she was a happyologist, and I'm like, what? It spoke to my heart, right? She spoke to my heart. And then I finally got to sit down, have some face-to-face conversations with her, get to hug her, get to know her, and then I've kind of been stalking her over the years, and I consider her a very special friend and had to ask her to come on Terry TV to share her with you. So she is America's happyologist. Her name is Jackie Ruka. She is the author of the best-selling book, and check out this name and then check out the book. Ready? Get Happy and Create a Kick-Butt Life. Well, don't we all want that? We all want that. That's amazing. That's awesome. We all want that. So the best-selling author of Get Happy and Create a Kick-Butt Life. She is a psychotherapist. She is an award-winning marketing and a sales executive who created Get Happy Zone Lifestyle. Try that one on. Get Happy Zone Lifestyle. Just I have to smile just saying this, right? And this is really the way that you can skyrocket your life and your business. And you can heal the stress to success mindset in today's hectic world. And I know that you'll agree we're in a hectic world. I have to tell you, Jackie has been featured everywhere, like the Wall Street Journal, Daily Worth, Yahoo Finance, because she's got so much knowledge in assisting businesses overcoming their limiting beliefs, leadership, and really helping you impact the life you deserve. So please welcome to Terry TV, my friend, Jackie Ruka.
Hello, thank you. Nice to be here.
Oh, good to be with you, and it's so exciting to be with you. A lot of my guests have been on, and they've been talking about practical business tools and go do this or do that. And I really I'm excited to have you on as our happyologist to really get into the mindset, the inner game. When I wrote Turbocharge, How to Transform Your Business as a Entrepreneur, I started with the inner game because it's so important, and you can go even deeper on that. So talk to me about why happyologist and why you're about mindset so much.
Well, I'll make a long story short. I was the poster child of stress, working 60-hour work weeks, not having a life, not feeling fulfilled, and I wasn't using the tools in my personal toolbox and using my inner game. I studied everything you could imagine related to happiness, the science of happiness, positive psychology. I got certified in it, and I've been walking my talk ever since. And I think what a lot of people share, but they may not always do, is actually practicing and learning what mindset actually is, because you could have this, you could have the knowledge, you could have the skills, you could have all of that, but if you don't have the mindset to go along with it, then you may crash and burn. And I don't want to see that happening for people, especially people starting new businesses, because businesses don't always stay up and running as much as we would like them to see that happen. There is a success formula.
It's so important that you said that, and I agree with you. You know, I was a poster child like you of everything that I advocate against now. So now I look back and say those lessons were great. They helped me figure out what I need to know. Now I can pass those lessons forward. So, you know, as we're talking and looking at, let's just say business owners, and let's even say people in their own lives, people who are more successful than others personally and professionally. What's the difference from your point of view? What makes someone more successful?
So what makes the difference for like an Oprah versus someone else is how you master mindset, which takes two ingredients. The first ingredient is really flow, getting in that flow. And what happens behind flow is bottling up being happy right now, your passion, and having an action plan and a vision. When you match your flow with your action plan and vision, you have mastered mindset. And that is where the Zig Ziglars and the Oprahs and, the really, Tony Robbins of the world have really gotten that down to a science, and they utilize it and do it every single day.
It's so true. And I love the word flow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because in corporate America, I always felt like I should have a firefighter's hat on. I was always fighting fires, and there were always problems, right? And then when I shifted into this career a couple of decades ago, and really, I also am a positive psychology therapist, and I went through so much training and coach training and I started to live differently and think differently. And all of a sudden, it wasn't like I had to go practice those things or train myself. I remember saying literally to my girlfriend one day, I said, Betsy, I'm in flow. And she went, what? I'm like, it's just flow. It just all happens.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite words.
Yes.
I'm glad you used it. So how does mindset really work? So if I'm a viewer and I'm going, yeah, I hear people talk about mindset, but I don't really dig it. I don't really get it. What would you say?
I would say, one, get a coach or a mentor to help you with your vision and your action plan. That is obviously crucial if you're going to be starting a business, or you're in business, or you even work for a company. The flow part is getting centered within yourself. That means get rid of the toxic stuff, get rid of the negativity, and start really getting down to not only what brings you happiness, but practicing it. Because when you know what your passions are, that is going to keep you motivated on focusing on your action plan and your vision. So you've got to put these blinders on when it comes to flow. When you're in the flow, you are productive, and at the same time, you're challenged. And that's really what flow is you're productive and you're challenged, and time just keeps going by. You could keep doing what you're doing, and hours would go by. And at the same time, you're doing what you love, and you wouldn't even mind if you weren't getting paid or not to do it, because you are in that place of flow, as I call it, like your happy place, your zone.
The zone, yeah, my word. Good word. I feel that for myself when I'm doing an all-day seminar, and people come up at the end and go, oh, you must be exhausted. And I'm like, no, it just seems like no time happened. Or when I'm consulting with clients, or when I'm writing. So that's how I know that I'm in flow. I can do those things day in and day out. And honestly, if nobody paid me, I would do them anyway because I really love them. So yeah, that is the get happy zone, isn't it?
Yeah, you got those feel good, hormones going that are you're just on fire. Your adrenaline is just, through the roof, because you're enjoying doing what you're good at. You're in your genius zone. You're practicing what you love.
I love it. I love it. So let's see if we can give the audience, the viewers, a little bit of a shift, right? We don't want to give them just information, we want to transform them a little. So is there anything that you can share that will help them actually make a shift right now in this moment in their business and their life?
Yeah, so I think anytime you're starting something new, it can be a little bit scary, or even if you are just going to the next level of yourself. And I have found that your mind can play tricks on you, and you can have imposter syndrome and all those other things that can go on. So first, I want you just to imagine you're sitting at a table with 3 other people, and your higher power, whoever that is, universe, God, whoever that might be for you, hands you a bowl of 3 oranges. 3 oranges. What are you going to do with those oranges? Okay. So everyone may have a different idea of what they're going to do. There's no right or wrong answer for that. However, the whole idea is to recognize how you receive, because how you give is how you receive. So really the true answer is you're going to take all of the oranges and you're going to take them for yourself, because the universe is gifting you on your gifts. But you have to start believing in yourself and take massive action. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's going to be hard for you to take massive action. And you have to be open and willing to receive. So when you're giving value, you've got to be open to receiving. And by receiving, you're going to energize yourself to continue giving value. But if you're not receiving, then you're actually cutting yourself off related to fear of success, fear of failure, whatever that might be. So when the universe is ready to hand you something, and only you, that gift is for you. So take it for yourself. It's not a selfish thing at all. It's called self-love.
That is a powerful example, my friend. Really. So I'm doing it with you, and I'm like, oh, 3 oranges. Well, let's see. And I'm thinking of the 3 people I'm going to give them to.
Of course.
Right? And I didn't think of me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if you asked me, I'd be like, oh, yes, I am really good with self-love, and I do love and appreciate myself. However, it's like on the airplane when they say put the oxygen mask on yourself, right? First. So I really like that. I really like that. And in this moment, I'm just accepting those oranges and letting them in. Thank you for that. That's a real gift. That's something, here's a thought, right? This is how clever that is. Let's say that I was making an offer in front of a room full of people. I don't care if I'm offering something for $1 or for 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to take the gifts for themselves. Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
Revelation.
Because if I said there was a pile of money in this bowl, you
Right.
might actually think something a little bit different. Or if I said there's oxygen in this bowl, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and women especially have a hard time focusing on self and receiving just for themselves.
This is true. It really is true. And both you and me have a special place in our hearts for women and empowering women. And I was out doing a live event the other day, and a woman came in, Jackie, she had the most gorgeous jacket on. It was gold, and it was magnificent. And I went up to her, and I hadn't met her before, and I said, oh my gosh, like, I just had to come over to you. That jacket is gorgeous. And instead of a thank you and breathing it in, it was, I got this at a flea market. It's like, stop with the story. Take it and accept it.
Right, exactly. Right? Yeah. Take the compliment. You're a beautiful woman in a beautiful jacket. Honor yourself. It's about honoring yourself.
Thank you for that. Great words. So, all right, now I'm going to put myself in the seat of, I'm watching Terry TV and I'm going, yeah, this all sounds great. But the truth is, I've got a million things to do on my plate, personally, professionally, people tugging at me day and night. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to stay focused. It's squirrel, squirrel, shiny object, shiny object. How do I actually implement this?
It takes it takes 6 minutes a day. That's it, to actually increase your focus and your level of productivity. And Duke University actually did a study on this with the company Aetna, and they put together a mindset program. And what happened over a year's time by people doing just mindset a little bit every day is they actually increased over an hour of more productive time, which increased profits an additional $39 million for the year.
Wow.
So when you think about time, we can't get back time, and that you can't put money on your own happiness, but you can actually increase your happiness, because we all have a happiness set point, but you as an individual have the power and the capability of actually increasing that. Start meditating, start visualizing, find a practice that works for you, breathing exercises, a ritual in the morning or sometime in the afternoon, or take 6 minutes and start from there. It can actually change your life. And guess what? Those people who've mastered mindset are the ones who also do meditation of some sort of kind. They do a meditation practice that works for them.
Ooh. And again, I can relate to this so much. So I'd never meditated before. And I tried, like, on and off, and I'm like, no, that didn't work, and this didn't work, and I didn't stick with it. And about maybe 18 years ago, I found that for me, when I walked and just quieted my mind, that was a meditation for me. And I make it a practice to do that every day. And it totally changed everything. It changed my outlook. It started me really getting into my flow. And I will say to people, no matter how busy I am, no matter what's going on, I'm never too busy to take a short walk. Literally, could be 6 minutes, 8, 10, whatever it is, just in my quiet zone. And my family and my friends know that. They honor that. Even if we're traveling together, I'll say, I love all of you. I'm going for a short walk, and it'll be better for everyone that I do this.
And that is so true because, even when I studied with Franklin Covey, you could have a to-do list and you can have all those things that you've got to accomplish during that day. But guess what? It's not going to work unless you also schedule time for a walk, self-care of some sort, even if it's for 6 or 10 minutes out of your day, because it will pivot you toward being a much happier person. And when you're a happier person, the people around you are going to be positively affected by that. I mean, one happy person actually affects 1,000, believe it or not. And that's a fact that's been studied. So really, it is your happiness that leads to success. You just have to just pivot and make some positive changes and just a little bit every day.
Yeah, I love it. And one of the things that I do, and I'll just see what you think about this, I do love to smile. When I was a really young girl, my dad actually had a nickname for me, which was Smiley. And it stuck with me. Lots of people still call me Smiley. And I enjoy smiling. It feels good on my face, and I love it. And I'm walking through an airport, and people are looking down, and they're on their phones. They always look disgruntled. I don't know if their flights are late or whatever. They just don't look happy to be there. And I just smile, right? I am smiling at people because that's what I do. And I started to notice, really being conscious of this, how many people actually finally look up and smile back. So anything that you want to say about just smiling?
Yeah, I mean, smiling actually changes what's happening in the brain, because we have this plasticity that goes on in the brain. So we as individuals, as humans, have the ability to actually change the neural pathways in our brains toward more positivity. And smiling is one of the quickest, easiest ways that you can basically turn that frown upside down. And it doesn't cost any money. It's free.
It's totally free. And it's actually very good for our facial muscles.
Yeah, why not?
So I recommend that people just try this. Like wherever you are, whatever situation, try it in 2 ways. One, see if you can affect other people just by smiling. The other day I was in a restaurant, and it was really clear the server was just really stressed, like incredibly stressed. And I was with a friend, and she said, do you think we can turn her? And I said, what do you mean? And she said, just by being who we are and smiling and being kind. And I said, let's do it. So we just focused on sending her love and being really gentle to her and smiling at her and making good comments. And when she came over to bring the check, she said, my son is really sick at home, and I'm having a horrible day. And I felt like crying all day, but every time I came to your table, I just felt different, and I want to say thank you. And we were like, yes, our smiles can change the world, right? And then the second thing that I wanted to share is I literally noticed for myself, because we all have our self-talk that all of a sudden cycles us. If I just start smiling, I don't even go, oh, stop that self-talk. I just start smiling. It does change my state. And neurologically, I change, and all of a sudden, I can start to feel more happiness.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how just your thoughts can affect you in such a very simple way, and just smiling is a very simple way to just turn things around for yourself and, people you come in contact with, like that waitress. You made her day.
It was really kind of cool. I mean, I have to say, as we walked out, I thought, well, that was really a gift that we got her, that she got us, and that we recognized something wasn't quite right. And instead of reacting back, which many people do, we just gave her more love and more joy and spread our happiness. So there's truth. You can spread happiness. You really can.
It is contagious.
I love it. I love it. So I'd like to ask you for an example of maybe some kind of a tool for an audience member. So we have an audience member who jotted something down the other day that I took note of. And she sent a message through us on Facebook Messenger. And she said, what if I'm a new business owner? And what if everyone at home is telling me it's not going to work, you need to get a job? What if my friends don't believe in me? What if my family doesn't believe in me? And what if I'm starting not to believe in me? How do I actually stay in a positive mindset? And I said, we will ask America's happyologists. So love to have the answer.
Yeah, well, first of all, there's always going to be naysayers and people who are going to pull you down. You got to stay focused and believe in yourself. That's the number one thing, is believing in yourself, which is hard to do. I offer a gift, which is an actual very quick, easy ebook so that you can actually shift. And those 5 mind shifts are going to help you stay focused. And that includes turning off the naysayers, or I call it the itty bitty shitty committee, that's either going on around you or in your head. Because as soon as you have mastered doing that, you are going to skyrocket on your passion and your dreams. So focus on yourself, believe in you first, get centered and believe in you first. And be around those people who are going to lift you up and support you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I will say, the more that I focus on having those kinds of people in my business and in my life, that we oscillate at the same frequency, it's just easier and easier to stay in that zone. And I will also say that about, 20-something years ago, maybe 20 or so, I started just removing toxic people from my life, and I still do. Sometimes they slide themselves in there and you don't notice them at first, and then all of a sudden you open your eyes and go, wow, that is definitely toxic, or they are toxic. And then you have to extract them from your life. Yes?
Absolutely. When I work with clients, one of the first things we focus on is, I call it doing a detox. It's detoxing the clutter in your life, and that could also include the people who are not supporting you or helping you to reach the next level of yourself. So doing a healthy detox, even if those people fall away, that's okay. They were in your life for a reason or a season.
Oh, I love that. A reason or a season. That's beautiful. I'm just so glad that you spent some time here on Terry TV. I'm honored to have you in my life. I'm honored to know you. And one of my favorite things is just getting to see your face and share a smile with you. So continue doing what you do in the world. And thank you so much for coming here and being a guest on Terry TV today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed it.